Good morning, Antioch. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Whew. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Obviously, as you could tell, Pastor Wayne is not here. I am not wearing his Bobby Brown, My Prerogative microphone. But thank God the Spirit of the Lord is here, you know. My name's Kasaun. I'll be giving the word today. Can we give it up for Pastor Wayne in his absence, man? We have an amazing leader. An amazing leader. All right, let's get to it. I think we'll get back to some worship, but let's get to the word real quick. Turn your Bibles to Psalms 139. Psalms 139, verse 23. Whew. Psalms 139, verse 23. It's all I want. It's all I want. So we're going to start in Psalms 139, and then we're going to go over to 1 Samuel 3. If you're hard to find it, it's going to be up on the screen. You can read it. You know what I mean? It's cool. Right. Psalms 139, verses 23 and 24. It says, "Search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me and know my anxious thoughts, know my anxieties, and see if there's any wicked way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting." All right, we're going to go over to 1 Samuel real quick. 1 Samuel. All right, 1 Samuel chapter 3. That is 2 Samuel. Here we go. 1 Samuel chapter 3, verse 3. All right? Thanks, Chris. All right. "And before the lamp of God went out in the tabernacle of the Lord, where the ark of God was, and while Samuel was laying down, that the Lord called Samuel, and he answered, 'Here I am.' Samuel hears a voice calling out his name. He says, 'Here I am.' But he ran to Eli and said, 'Here I am, for you called me.' And Eli said, 'I did not call, lie down again.' And he went and laid down. Then the Lord called yet again." It's the Lord calling him, "Samuel." So Samuel arose and went back to Eli and said, "Here I am, for you called me." He answered, "I did not call, my son, lie down again." Now Samuel, here's the clue, did not yet know the Lord, nor was the word of the Lord yet revealed to him. And the Lord called Samuel again the third time. So he arose and went to Eli and said, "Here I am, for you did call me." Stop playing in my face. Then prophet Eli, perceived that the Lord had called the boy. Therefore Eli said to Samuel, "Go lie down, and it shall be, if he calls you, that you must say, 'Speak, Lord, for your servant hears.'" So Samuel went and laid down in his place. All right, Pastor Wayne would tell you to put a finger in somebody's face, but last week, somebody over in my section put their finger way too close to my face, and I didn't like it, so I'm not going to do that. Don't be getting your aggression out in the church. All right. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to make the eye goggles like this, and I want you to make the eye goggles. Go ahead, make the eye goggles, and I want you to stare at the people closest to you and say, "Be aware, be aware, be aware, be aware, be aware, be aware, be aware." Shout out to everybody watching online. Y'all can be aware too. All right. I'm going to regret doing this again. I don't know if it felt that good in the first service. I felt a little judged, if I'm being honest. But I like to start, at least when I'm speaking, I do like to start by at least being vulnerable so you guys can get to know me a little bit. And I just like to tell the truth, you know what I mean? I'm not perfect, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to figure it out like everybody else. So I'm going to tell y'all a story. Here we go. So it's the year 2022, the year of our Lord, 2022. And I was working in New York. And so I was going to church in New York. And I was going to a church that was really heavily prophetic. The word of the Lord would happen all the time. And at some point in every service, the pastor would get up and just prophesy over people. Every single service. It can happen at any time in the service. Sometimes in the beginning, during praise and worship. Sometimes it's at the end. Sometimes it's during offering. Sometimes it's just before church even starts. They might just be playing music in the background, just people prophesying, you know? Might be before the sermon, after the sermon. Sometimes we would be at church for an extra 90 minutes just after altar call, just prophesying over everybody. You know, God's going to do something in your life. I hear a word from the Lord for your life. God's going to do something. Check your mail in 90 days. Just prophesying. And to be honest, the church is not even a third of the people in this room. It's a smaller church. And I started to notice at a church that was this prophetic, just heavy prophecy. If some people remember, it's very similar to what Pastor Wayne was doing. Remember Wednesday nights, we would come in and Pastor Wayne would just be flowing in the spirit. He would prophesy. People remember that? It's very similar. I mean, it happened every Sunday. And after a couple of months, I started to recognize within myself, within my flesh, not my spirit, within my flesh, I started to recognize that I was the only person not getting prophesied over. It started to bother me, to be honest. Because it just felt like everybody was getting prophesied over. God is doing something for your life. He loves you so much. You are so special. Everything's going to happen in your life. Everything God told you is going to come to pass. He's going to do it just like he said he would. God's going to bless you. You are so gifted. Like everybody was getting prophesied over. And it wasn't happening for me. A couple months went by. And if I can be completely transparent, I got offended. I was a little offended. And after a couple more months, my offense turned into hurt. So I was like, what's wrong with me that you're not prophesying over me? And then, if I could be completely honest, like 9 months had gone past, and I had not been prophesied over. And it started feeling personal between God and I, because it was like the closer you sat to me, the more it guaranteed you would get prophesied. Like it was like if you sat next to me, guaranteed you got prophesied over. Like if you sit here, in front of me, behind me, he was going to. And in fact, one Sunday he was like, "You right here," and he finally pointed to me, and I stood up, and he said, "Tap the guy behind you. I have a word from the Lord." I said, "No, brother. You're gonna speak over my life. Not today, Doc. You're gonna have to speak that word through me. It's gonna have to go through me to him. You're not gonna keep ignoring me." Like, why? What's wrong with me? Why you keep doing that to me? I had reached an emotional breaking point. It was so much so that it started consuming my experience with the church. I was getting dressed thinking about it. On my way to church thinking about it. Is this going to be the Sunday? I was in service. Worship is high. God is in the room. And I'm like, man, I wonder if this is going to be it. Pastor would scan the room. I'd be trying to lock eyes with him. You know. I reached an emotional breaking point. Till one Sunday, worship was real high. Prophecy started happening in the room. The band, everybody just high worship, praising. People laid out on the floor. People prostrate before the Lord. It was just a beautiful moment. Loud, it was loud, just big. I just remember it just being like, just prophecy going on, people laying hands. It was crazy. And God doesn't speak to me audibly. I don't hear audible voice personally. But I know when God is speaking to me. And all of this is going on, and I'm just hoping this is my turn. And as quietly as I can tell you, the Lord said to me, "You would rather hear from a man than hear from me." As we go into Psalms 139, there's a few truths in here that I think are just completely, this stuff that if you come to church, you probably hear all the time. We can run through them really quickly as review. God is omnipotent. That means he is all powerful. He needs nothing to get what he wants done. He doesn't need anything. He is self-sufficient. He can do anything he wants whenever he wants to. He is omnipotent. He has all power. He doesn't need anything. He doesn't really need anybody. He can just do it whenever he wants to, however he wants to. God is omnipotent. Say omnipotent. Okay. God is omniscient. Say omniscient. He knows everything. That's going to be very important later on. God is omniscient. He knows. He knows everything. This is not knowledge. This is not the dictionary. This is not the thesaurus. He knows everything. That's going to be very important as we move forward. Lastly, God is omnipresent. Say omnipresent. It means he's everywhere. He's everywhere at the same time. This is not just geographical. It's not just to say that God is in Long Beach and LA and New York at the same time. We're talking about a God he's uninhibited by time. This is a God who says, I am with you. Clear as day. I am with you. But he's also so omnipresent that he can also say, all things work together for the good for them that love God and are called according to his purpose. You have to have a God who's so present that he can be with you right now, but so far in the future that he can say, even if it's bad today, I promise you, I will stitch a bad today into a better tomorrow. He is omnipresent. He is a God that can take your past and still has the time to make it make sense. He's omnipresent. He doesn't have a need to know what happens tomorrow. He's not waiting for tomorrow. He doesn't need to find out what happens. God doesn't find anything out. He's already there. So much so, our obedience, our response in obedience to God is coming from a source who's already there. God is asking us to be obedient when he already knows the results. He's already there. So David goes in 139 of Psalms 139. He's just lauding the Lord the whole time. He's talking about God's omnipotence, his omnipresence, his omniscience. He is just throwing so much love on God. Let's go through it. Okay. I like that energy. Psalms 139. Let's go through it. I mean, he's just, oh Lord, you have what? You have what? Okay, this is going to be really important. Y'all got to really pay attention. Oh Lord, you have past tense. Oh Lord, you have and you have searched me, ED, and you have known me, past tense. Okay, here we go. You know my sitting down and my rising up. You understand my thought afar off. You know what happens from the time I get up until the time I sit down. You know it all. You know my thoughts afar off. You know what I'm thinking, not just what I'm saying. You know what I am thinking. Okay, here we go. You comprehend my path and my lying down and are acquainted with all my ways. God knows what I'm doing from the time I get up to the time I get down, and he knows why. God knows the root of why we do what we do. Not just what we do, he knows why. Okay, all right, here we go. For there is not a word on my tongue, but behold, O Lord, you know it all together. He knows the words that are coming out of our mouths before we say it, and he knows where in our heart it is coming from. You have hedged me behind and before. You laid your hand upon me. He's covering me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me. It is high. I cannot attain it. The wisdom and knowledge of God is so high as a human, I am not able to comprehend it. Where can I go from your spirit? Or where can I flee from your presence? If I ascend into heaven, you are there. If I make my bed in hell, behold, you are there. If I take the wings of the morning and dwell in the uttermost parts of the sea, even there your hand shall lead me. Anywhere I go, you're already there. There's nowhere I can go that you are not all. There's nowhere I can go that you did not already beat me to. You're already there. Okay. Indeed, the darkness shall not. Oh, there we go. If I say, surely the darkness shall fall on me, even the night shall be light about me. Indeed, the darkness shall not hide from you, but the night shines as the day. The darkness and the light are both alike to you. Darkness has no effect on God. He can see through it. He can see it. There's nothing about light or dark. It looks the same to him because he sees through everything. He knows. He knows. Okay, here we go. For you formed my inward parts. You covered me in my mother's womb. I will praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are your works, and that my soul knows very well. God is intentional. Not just in how big he is, not just in how far he reaches, but even in the makings of my personality. God was intentional, not just about everything in the macro, but even in the micro of me. God is intentional about fearfully and wonderfully making me. Not just in the ministry, not just in the church, not just in the body of Christ. I am fearfully, wonderfully made. Not just Antioch Church of Long Beach. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. This is not just a God who is everywhere and can do everything and knows everything. He's the God who stitches your personality together specifically for what you need on this earth. He is not just a God who does the big things. He is the God who is concerned about your details. Okay? My frame was not hidden from you when I was made in secret. Meaning, even when I was in the process of being born, you had ideas about me. And skillfully wrought in the lowest parts of the earth. Your eyes saw my substance being yet unformed, and in your book they were all written, the days fashioned for me. He's curating what my days look like. When as yet there were none of them. Before I even had days, you had what my days will look like in mine. How precious also are your thoughts to me, O God. How great is the sum of them. If I should count them, they would be more in number than the sand. When I awake, I am still with you. God didn't just have you in mind when he made you. He has thoughts towards you every single day. So much so that he says, when I wake up, he's already there. When I open my eyes, he's already there. As soon as I wake up, while I sleep, he's already there. When I go to sleep, he's already there. When I wake up, he's already there. Okay? Oh, that you would slay the wicked, O God. Tone change. Depart from me, therefore, you bloodthirsty men, for they speak against you wickedly. Your enemies take your name in vain. Do I not hate them, O Lord, who hate you? And do I not loathe those who rise up against you? I hate them with perfect hatred. See, that's a different version. My version says, I hate them with perfect hatred. Wouldn't you hate to say, I would love to say that to somebody. I'm saying you shouldn't, you know what I'm saying, if you're trying to be godly. But wouldn't you be like, man, my hatred for you can't be better. My hatred is perfect. I count them my enemies. The people who are against you, God, I count them as my enemies. I hate them with a perfect hatred. Here we go. Back to the verse. Search me, O God. This is, okay, y'all figured, okay. Search me, O God. This is his conclusion. We've talked about how big God is, how awesome God is, how much he sees, how he's everywhere. You can't escape him. You're so awesome. You just woven everything in mind. You think so many things towards me. I mean, the thoughts you have towards me, I would have to count the sand at the beach just to understand how much you think towards me. But I also hate these people that hate you, and I wish you would do something about them, and they're bloodthirsty. I got so many adjectives I can use to describe these terrible people. And in response to all of this, search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me and know my anxieties, and see if there's any offensive or wicked way in me, and lead me in the everlasting. Now, here's the problem. Here's the problem. What's the first verse we read? The first verse we read, go back to verse 1. You have searched me, Lord, and you have known me. How do we get through all of this emotion, all of this amazing stuff? God, you're this. God, you're that. God, you see everything. You are everywhere. And then get to the conclusion of the text by asking God to search me again. This is why we need to be aware. Because acknowledging that God has searched me, God has known me, is our worship to God. It's our acknowledgement of God. It's our acknowledgement of who he is and what he's done. The last search me is not about God getting more information. It's about me. He already knows. We've established that he already knows. What is David saying at the end of Psalms 139? You already know. I don't. I don't. You know everything. You see everything. You are everywhere. These are the raw emotions of my heart. So search me. Why? Because you know and I don't. Question. How would our prayer lives be different if we started going to God knowing that he already knows? He already knows. He knows. I hate the spoiler alert. He knows what you're struggling with. He knows what you hide from us. He knows. You can't. He's there already. He knows. You can't wear a mask in God's presence. He knows. He knows the root of everything you're dealing with. He knows. You can't, blessed and highly favored, I'm doing good, I'm over it your way, out of God. He knows. You can't fake healing. He knows. If you're struggling with porn, he knows. If you're struggling with grief, he knows. Being okay in front of God makes no sense for us because he knows. Putting on a front for God means nothing because he knows. Trying to put on like you're stronger than what you are means nothing to God because he knows. God doesn't need any more information. He can't find anything else out. He knows. Let's look at the Lord's Prayer. Matthew chapter 6. This is a famous prayer. Who grew up in church? Show of hands. Who grew up in church? Like you done seen an alligator skim hymnal book before? Okay. You know what I mean? That's how you know what I'm saying? Okay. So we're going to start Matthew chapter 6, verse 9. This is the Lord's Prayer. In fact, let's all say it together. This is a fun one. This is a hit single. If the Bible was an album, this would be the hit single. You know what I'm saying? Here we go. Let's all say it together. Our Father. Come on, let's start. Our Father. Okay, stop. That wasn't. We were not together on that. This is. I'm gonna start y'all off. Y'all ready? Say it with me. Are you ready? Here we go. Here we go. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be your name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in. Here we go. This is a fun part. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts. Don't like this part. As we forgive those who trespass against us. I know y'all Baptists. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For yours is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. Oh, we love the Lord's Prayer, don't we? But if we're honest, when you read the chapter, this is not Matthew overhearing a prayer that Jesus is praying to his Father. This is not Jesus praying to God and us like just documenting something we overheard. This is a part of a lesson that Jesus is giving to his disciples and everyone in earshot. So what's the lesson? Let's go back to verse 5. Here we go. Verse 5 says, and when you pray, you shall not be like the hypocrites, for they love to pray standing in the synagogues and on the corners of the streets, that they may be seen by men. Assuredly, I say to you, they have their reward. But you, when you pray, it's an assumption, you will pray, go into your room, and when you have shut your door, pray to your Father who is in the secret place, and your Father who sees in secret will reward you openly. And when you pray, do not use vain repetition as the heathens do, for they think they will be heard for their many words. Therefore, do not be like them, for your Father what? Your Father knows what you have need of before you ask. Therefore, pray like this. Our Father. The only reason Jesus is teaching us the Lord's Prayer is because he's trying to raise an awareness about aligning our hearts to God. This is the lesson that Jesus is teaching. Let's start in verse 5. Let's start in verse 5 as soon as I can get to my notes. All right. What does he say? And when you pray, you shall not be like the hypocrites, for they love to pray standing in the synagogues and on the corner of the streets, so that they may be seen by men. This is the only reward they get. Here's what he's saying. When you do it for the people, the only reward you get for your prayer is the applause of the people who believe in your mask. That's it. Don't be a hypocrite. When you do it for the people who are watching you, all you get is the reputation from your performance. No breakthrough. No answers. All you get is their applause. Enjoy your mask. That's all you get. But when you pray, go in secret to your Father, who is there. I'm not present. He's in the secret place. Go, close the door, and pray to your Father in secret. Why? Not because God needs a secret place, but because you do. He's already there. He's in the secret place. Who is the secret place for? The secret place is for you to get away from the opinions and eyes of men so you can focus on him long enough to be aware of him. God does not need the secret place. He doesn't need it. Go to your Father who is in the secret place. I'm here already. Close the door. Because if you can focus on me, if you can be aware of me, You will get more than just the applause of men. Now, when you pray, do not use vain repetition as the heathens do, for they think they will be heard for their many words. Here's what God's saying. I can see your heart. Your eloquence gets no points with me. I already know. I already know. You can use all the 4-syllable words you want. If your heart is dirty, it doesn't matter. I already know. I know what's in your heart. I know what's in your mind. I know your strongholds, and I know how you'll get out of it. I already know. What are we faking for? I can see it. Why is your prayer time filled with trying to impress other people? I already know. Your gift means nothing. I can see your heart through your gift. Hundreds of people can laud you and say you blessed them, but I can see your heart. I already know. Why not just bring me what you got? I can see it. As clear as day. Your soul is a glass to God. I can see right through it. You can do anything behind that glass, but it's transparent to me. I can see it. I already know. Now, when you pray, know that your Father in heaven knows the things you have need of before you ask. I'm going to say it a different way. If you write notes, take this down. When I tell something when I tell something to God in prayer, I'm always the last one to find out. He already knows. You're not giving God any new information. You've never told God something he didn't know. In your lifetime, you have never told God anything he didn't already know. He already knows. The awareness of your heart has nothing to do with God. He cannot find out new information. He already knows. The Lord's Prayer is not a script for us to memorize and copy. It is a transcript. It is a template for what to do with the heart to center God and get yourself out the way for a God that already knows. Let's go through it. Our Father, who art in heaven. This is why awareness is important. This is when I'm able to get myself out the way and center God. This is what the Lord's Prayer teaches us. Our Father, who art in heaven. What is he teaching us? I'm not appealing to my boss. I'm not appealing to someone who has their own agenda outside of helping me. I'm starting this conversation with an acknowledgement that I'm talking to my Father. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed or holy is your name. You are complete. I'm appealing to someone who is complete. There is nothing you cannot do. There is no improvement you can ever make. You are perfect in everything you do. Our Father, who art in heaven, holy, complete is your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done. What I want is secondary. I'm not just here for what I want, but you have a will that you want to get done. How am I partnering with you on your will, or am I asking you to be a Santa Claus for my will? Thank you. It didn't rhyme, so I don't know how that works, but your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. There's more to life than what I see. On earth as it is in heaven. There's a transfer happening that's bigger than what I see right now. Give us this day our daily bread. I am not running on stale provision. God has something new for me every day. He's still speaking. He's still talking. He's still blessing. There's peace for me. There's joy for me. There's understanding for me. There's clarity for me. Give us this day our daily bread. When I wake up, I know you have something for me. When I wake up tomorrow, you'll have something new for me. I don't have to generate it myself. Some of us are so used to everything having to run through me that you can't recognize daily bread. Give. I can receive what you have for me every day. Give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. There's an exchange. There's a humility that I'm not always right, but the same grace and mercy I received to you, I'm giving out to others. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Here we go. Here's for all the prideful people in the room. You still need to be delivered. Not that deep. But Jesus says, deliver us. Jesus, deliver us. Deliver us. For yours is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. All of this is yours. This job is yours. This car is yours. This money is yours. This is all yours. I'm not an owner, I'm a steward. This is all yours. If you take it, it's yours. If you give me twice, it's yours. And it's yours. You know. Awareness is your ability to sit and allow the heart to fall into priority. Here's what we learned from David in Psalms 139, and we'll move on. I know it feels like a tone shift. We probably didn't explain that too good. He's like, God, you're so amazing. God, you're so amazing. But I also hate them with a perfect hatred. Here's what awareness is. Awareness is your ability to take who you are authentically and where you are authentically through the truth of who God is. It is the reality of who you are, the reality of where you are, through the truth of who God is. Hey, God, I don't like them. He knows. You know why it sounds schizophrenic? Because we're not honest enough in our prayers. He knows. God, I really want to text him back. He knows. God, I'm struggling right now. He knows. What are we fronting for? He knows. Awareness is your ability to take the reality of where you are, the reality of who you are, and run it through the truth of God. His character, who he is, what he's done. That's what we are here for. It is awareness. Okay? I'm going to say this, and if you're taking notes, go ahead and write them down. Woo. Okay. Is anybody getting anything for this? Y'all all right? Okay. Here's what awareness says. Here's the lesson of awareness. I'm not the hero of this story. Jesus, you are. I'm not the hero of this story. I got an important role, but I'm not the hero of this story. You are. All right, here we go. I'm going to say this part and then we'll move on. Every single part of our service on Sunday, every single thing we do here should be raising our awareness of him. Every single thing we do in our service should be raising our awareness of God. If you are visiting, it's your last time here, wherever you go, everything we do in our service should be raising our awareness of God. Worship, wonderful. Worship is not just fast songs, slow songs. We're going to dance a little bit. Get up out of here. No, it's not just something we do as a waiting room until Pastor Wayne gets up. It is a time to get your heart into alignment with the truth of who God is. Here's why we worship. Here's why we worship. Do me a favor. Look around. Look around the room. And not just to the person closest to you. Don't do the little church nod where you like. I want you to look behind you, look up, look down, look around. Look around. Look all the way around. Look down, look around. Rows behind you. Rows to your left, rows to your right. Look around. Think about how many stories are in this room. Think about how different the stories are. Think about how unique our experiences are. Think about how different our prayer requests are. There's somebody in this section is facing demonic activity at their job. And over here, there's somebody who's just praying for a job. They're like, does the demon come with a paycheck? Because I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? I'll take a couple demons. I just need the check. No, I want that check. I'll bring the anointing oil. Just give me the check. All right. Imagine a person up here whose marriage is on the rocks, and then a person sitting right below you who is wondering if they'll ever get married. That's in this room. Imagine a person over here who is praising God for a breakthrough because he's revealed himself as a healer. When the doctor said no, he said yes. But there are some of us who are not experiencing the healer. We're experiencing the comforter. We're experiencing the God who's the mother to the motherless and the father to the fatherless. We are experiencing a God who is with us through the loss. That's in this room. Here's the point. Worship is not about where we all are coming from. It's about where we are going to. It is our ability to take ourselves out of the hero spot and to center God regardless of where we find ourselves in life. Worship is your ability to take the truth of who you are and where you are through the truth of who God is with the expectation that he will meet us at the other side. Yeah? Did y'all get that? It's taking everything you are, everything you're going through, everything you feel, everything you believe, and saying, God, I'm going to center you in this moment. Worship is a time to center the heart into priority. It is centering the heart into priority. Here's the issue. You cannot be self-absorbed and worship. It can't be about you and be worship. You can spend 2 hours a Sunday worshiping your bills and leave with nothing. You can worship your prayer requests and God wasn't here at all. Worship is our ability to take our heart and put it into priority. Here's the danger of services without awareness. What happens when we are not aware of God, centering who he is, what he's done, and also bringing the reality of who we are, the reality of where we are. Here's the problem. We make environments that are all based on self, that comes with our own preferences, our own biases, our own desires. It's when we start having conversations about which song we wish they had sung. Imagine God revealing himself and you missed it because you didn't like the beat. It's silly, but we do it. Imagine being in a place and missing it altogether. And I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds like a ridiculous thing to do. But has anybody ever been out with someone that you want to spend time with? Not romantically, just you just out with them, and they stay on their phone the whole time? You're present, but you are not aware. You have not centered me, even though we are in the same space. And that's what a lot of our services look like, because we are all present, but we are not aware. It's your heart. When you lift your hands, it's not because we just want you to lift your hands. It's indicative of the position of your heart. God, this is what I'm willing to do in your presence. I don't care what I look like. I don't care who's watching. This is about you. This is the posture of my heart. Here's the danger when we don't have services with awareness. We center self. We come with our biases. We come with our desires. We come with our preferences. And here's the danger. We create environments all around the world where we turn worship teams, praise teams, music departments, we turn them into performers who need validation, emotional reaction from you to feel like they did a good job. And here's the most dangerous part. We turn pastors into idols, into lowercase gods who feel the need to be a voice that you are unwilling to hear for yourself. When the awareness comes corporately, something shifts. Answer that. Were you not aware of your phone being on? No, joke. All right. When we do not center God in our space, now we're just talking about Sunday. We'll get to everything in a second. When we do not center God in our space, we fill our space, we fill our environments, we build environments that speak of God's name explicitly, but do not welcome him here. It is equivalent to being on the phone and being present, but not being aware. Here's what awareness says. Awareness says, I'm going to take the reality of who I am, the reality of where I am, as nasty and as dirty and as unsure and as uncommon and as back and forth as I know. And I'm going to invest into the truth of who God is. Here's how we do it. This is how we do it in our services. Listen to the words. Listen to the words. Sometimes we just hear the music. Listen to the words. Here's how we do it. Take the time to make a census of your heart. You ever been in worship and you want to put your hands up and then you see somebody looking at you and you're like, I'm not going to put my hands up right now. That might be a census of your heart. Where are you? Why not? Who cares? Even in all of our whys, worship reminds our soul of the character of God. Worship does what your attacks will not do, and it is speaking to who God is. Your attacks, your questions, your desires will never speak of God's true character, but worship does. Use worship to not just speak of God, but to center him. The reality of who you are, the reality of where you are, and the reality of who he is and what he's done. It changes everything. Who knows, show of hands, who knows what it's like to go through a dark season? A dark season. I'm not talking about like, oh, I wish. I'm not talking about no wish. I'm talking about, hey. Hey. You ever had somebody be like, how you doing, brother? And you're like, hey, how much time you got, brother? I don't even think you have the capacity to start. I haven't even processed it myself. I'm not even there yet. I can't even talk about it. Here's what worship is. It's what David did. Take the reality of where you are, the reality of what you feel, through the truth of who God is, with the expectation that he will meet you right where you are. Here's what happens when you do that. Here's what happens when you do that. Songs start hitting different. Songs start hitting different. Hey, watch. Take the reality of who you are, the reality of where you are, the truth of who God is, right? Here we go. Christ is my firm foundation, the rock on which I stand. When everything around me is shaking, I've never been more glad that I put my faith in Jesus. Here's what your soul needs to hear. He's faithful. Why would he fail now? He won't. This is worship. It is not ignoring the reality of how you feel. It is taking everything. Watch, this will mean something to you. It's joy and chaos. This one is going to mean something. I've got peace that I shouldn't have peace. I won't be going under. Why?
I'm not held by my own strength. I build my life on Jesus. He's never let me down. Faithful through every season. So why would he fail now? He won't. He won't. He won't fail. He won't fail.
And this is what happens. You take the parts of your life that hurt the worst, that feel the hardest, that feel impossible, and you merge it with the truth of who God is. And here's what happens. It gives your soul a time to rest. You say stuff like this. Here we go. Rain came, wind blew, but my house is built on you. I'm safe with you. I'm gonna make it through. Rain came, wind blew.
My house is built on you.
I'm safe
With you, I'm gonna
Now,
make it through.
here's what happens when you bring yourself authentically to him. You get more than just the record. You get God. And here's what happens. What does he say in Matthew 6? Stop the vain repetition. Center me, and your heart will start to transform. You know what happens? You start singing songs, and some of the lyrics speak to you differently in different seasons. You start hearing God in a different way. You start hearing more than just the record. You know why? I'm at a point in my life, because when we sing this song, it's powerful. I'm gonna make it through. It's great, but some of us already made it. You know what part blesses me so much? And this may not be y'all, but for me, I'm safe with. That's it. I'm safe. I'm gonna make it because I'm safe with you. I felt unsafe. safe with
You, I'm gonna make it through. I'm safe with you. I'm gonna make it through.
Worship raises our awareness of who he is. It tunes our ears into what he's doing. It makes the unsure sure. And there's a peace that you have in the presence of a God that already knows. He knows. He knows the hurt. He knows the pain. He knows the unforgiveness. He knows. He knows you're angry. He knows you're hurting. He knows you're ready to give up. He knows. Worship gives you the opportunity to tell your soul, I'm still safe, even when I have no other evidence that I am. I am safe. Even when I cannot see how it's going to work out, I am safe with you. Not because of anything I'm doing, but because of your character. I'm safe because there's a God who already knows and promised me he will never give me more than I can bear. He will always be with me. If I make my bed in hell, he will be with me. If I go to heaven, he's with me. If I go to hell, he's with me. I don't have to hold this by myself. I'm safe. It's okay. It's okay. You know why my yoke is easy and my burden is light? Because I know how much you can handle. That's why you don't have to worry. Be of good courage. I've overcome the world. I know you're going to face opposition. I know. But you're safe. You're safe. You're safe. All right. Y'all sit down. There's a couple more minutes. Yeah, a couple more minutes. I'm sorry. You're safe. Safe. You're safe. This is how we raise our awareness of him. In worship. In offering. Offering is not just giving money to the church. It's raising awareness. God, everything I have belongs to you. This isn't mine, it's yours. You gave me the job. You gave me the opportunity. This is all yours. I'm not an owner, I'm a steward. Offering is raising our awareness of him. Communion, raising our awareness of him. It's not just something we do as a ritual. It's a symbol that God, if I was the only person left on earth, left to save, you would have did it all over again just for me. It's raising our awareness. Baptism is not just something that we do to hang out and be cool. This is a symbol that somebody has changed their entire story. I've gone down with Christ. I've come up complete in him. It's raising our awareness. Fasting, it's not a diet. If it's just stopping yourself from eating, it's just starving yourself. Fasting says, God, I want to be so aware of you. I will turn off the things that are natural to me. I want to hear you so much. I want to spend so much time with you that I'm going to get out of my routine just to be with you some more. That's what fasting is. It's raising our awareness of him. Here's the question. How do we raise our awareness outside of Sundays? The clue is in 1 Samuel 3. And we're out of here, I promise, we're out. The Lord calls out to Samuel, says, Samuel, Samuel gets up. He doesn't understand the voice of the Lord. He doesn't recognize the voice of the Lord. So what does he do? He did the same thing that I did in New York. He went to the voice he trusted the most. Samuel gives us a master class on how to be aware. What does he do first? He hears God. He goes to Eli, the prophet Eli. Eli says, that wasn't me. Go back to sleep. He hears it again. He goes back to Eli. Eli says, go back to sleep. He goes the third time and says, for sure, you called me. Eli says, that wasn't me. Perceives it's the Lord. Sends him go back to sleep. Samuel is so persistent to pursue the voice he heard. He was willing to go back every time he was called. He didn't give up. Some people in this room want to pursue God, but you need an answer on the first shot. You may not hear it at first. It may not come in the first service. It may not come at the first worship night. It may not happen at the first passion group. But even when he was unsure, he kept coming back. God, I heard something. Who's calling me? He was never right. He was wrong every time. But he kept coming back. Samuel was persistent in his pursuit. Number 2, he did not ignore the voice. Samuel had people in his life who could point him back to the voice of God. Not to church, not to himself as a voice who hears the Lord as the prophet. Because he could have said, lay here and I'm going to hear what you hear and I want to make sure we all hear it together. He gave him the tools to go hear for himself. Go lay down. And when you hear the voice, say this. I'm not going to make you codependent on me. I'm not going to be your mentor the whole time. Go. Go hear for yourself. Samuel had people in his life who could push him back to the voice of God. Here's last one. When he's instructed to, he says, speak, Lord. Your servant hears you. He gave God enough quiet to say what he needed to say. He got quiet. Speak. Speak. Speak, Lord, your servant hears you. And here's what blesses me. This is cold. This is just how I read the Bible. He says, speak, Lord, your servant hears you. And my favorite part of this whole passage is verse 11. And then the Lord said to Samuel, Eli, the third time, perceives that the Lord is calling him. This is not me. Why does he keep coming back? Okay, that must be God. The next time you hear him, go back and say, speak, Lord, your servant hears. Verse 11, and the Lord said to Samuel, as soon as God does not elaborate until Samuel's aware. The prophet Eli perceives that it is the Lord. He gives an instruction to hear from God. God don't start speaking until Samuel hears it. There are some things in your life, Pastor Wayne not going to hear it for you. Your group chat not going to hear it for you. There is an awareness that God wants from you before he starts speaking. Listen, we can't. It's not my mama, not my sister, but it's me, oh Lord, standing in. It's not, we can't. It's you. Why? My grandmama ain't got my heart. My wife ain't got my heart. To wring out my heart before God, tell him everything that's going on, and for him to bring peace to my heart, I can't go through somebody else. As soon as Samuel perceives the voice of the Lord, and the Lord said to Samuel, did not condemn him for getting it wrong the 3 times he didn't hear him. He didn't chastise him for being like, didn't you hear me the first 3 times? Didn't call him out for being wrong. As soon as Samuel perceives the voice of the Lord, and then the Lord said to Samuel, he is still speaking. He is still giving. He is still covering. He's still filling. But there's certain aspects of what God will do, what God will say, that will only come when we are aware. Not the worship team, not the pastor, not the ministry leader, but when we are aware. How do we become aware? It's not a Sunday morning thing. Maybe some of our drives can just put the word on. Throw some worship music on. You doing something in the house? Throw some worship music on. Maybe one of those Netflix nights, you know. Maybe rewatch the sermon from Sunday. Watch Pastor Wayne's message from last week. If you know it touched you last week, why not watch it again? See what you missed. Worship, awareness, who we are, where we are, and the truth of who God is. How much are we investing into the honesty of where we are, the honesty of who we are, to a God who already knows, and to the character of a God who says, I will meet you every single time. I'll meet you there. Try me. I will meet you there. As we go, Samuel and David are connected. Because Samuel later on, he's so used to the voice of God that later on he's sent to go anoint the new king. Gets to the house, realizes all of these qualified brothers are in the room. Surely, Samuel says, surely this is the king. He looks so qualified. So in tune with the voice of God. Here's what God says to him. Samuel, you look like men at the outer appearance, but I look at the heart. And Samuel is so in tune with the voice of God, he does not make a king out of his current choices. He waits until a little boy out in the field comes in, and God says, anoint him. He is the one. You will get there. Just start. Just start. If you got it wrong 3 times, it's okay. Somebody will point you back. Just start. Throw on some worship music. You may not feel anything at first. Just start. You have no idea what God will do through a people who are not perfect, not just gifted, who are aware. Not in your presentation, not in your mask, but a heart that centers God. That centers God, makes him the hero of the story, lifts him up, and gives him everything because he already knows. Let's stand to our feet. I know it's time to go. I know y'all want to get out of here. But let's all lift our hands. Let's practice. Let's do it. All my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so good. With every breath that I am able, I will sing the goodness of God. Come on, sing it from your heart. Come on, here we go. All my life you have been faithful. Come on. All my life you have been so good. With every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. Come on, one more time. Just lift it. Go ahead. All my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so good. With every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. Now take a moment. In this moment, just, you may not have words to speak at all. I don't know what it means to you, but let's center him. Center him. For some people, it might be, thank you, Lord, for what you've done for me. Hallelujah, thank you. Just say sweet words to him. What has he been to you? What has he done? What has he meant to you? What has he brought you out of? How has he comforted your heart? What miracles have you seen before? Go ahead. Take a moment. Just center him.
Goodness.